Hello, this video will show you how to do a basic Cinahl search. Cinahl stands for Cumulative Index to Nursing and Allied Health, and it is the key nursing database. And in it you'll find journal articles from practice and research journals. So after Summon, it is probably the next best resource to be looking at. And especially when you get further on into your study, into level 5 and level 6, you're more likely to actually use Cinahl and other specialist databases than you are to use Summon. So the topic we're going to look at today is the use of honey in treating leg ulcers. So whenever you're searching, whichever database you use, you need to think about what are the key ideas in your search. So here it's fairly clear. We've got leg ulcers. However, we're going to break that down into two separate concepts. We also have honey as a concept. So for each search string that I'm going to develop, I'm going to add in some additional words. So I've got leg and I've got venous here. Venous ulcers are relating to the leg. So the word venous is related to leg, which is why it's in the same search string. So ulcers, I'm thinking the word sores is related, and I'm also thinking the word wounds is related. So they're going in that search string. And the OR operator is being used to instruct the database search function just to pick one or other of these words in the results. We're not going to use any of the words for honey, so we're just going to leave that as a single word in that string. We're not going to change the search field because the default is for these words to be found in the details about the article. And these details include the title, the abstract, the keywords. So that's the best place to start your search. Just to improve this search a little bit more, I'm going to use a technique called truncation, which is very useful for finding singular and plurals and alternative word endings. So I'm using that on these words that might be singular or plural. And on the word ulcer, it might also pick up the word ulceration. Honey is unlikely to have any alternative endings. Venous is too. Now leg might be singular or plural. But if I put a star on the word leg, there are lots of other words that could be picked up as well that we don't want to include, for example, legal. So if I did want to include the word legs, I would actually add it in like that rather than using the truncation in that instance. So I'm now going to search and see how many results I get. And we have 83 results. Now I notice in the first result, the word honey isn't mentioned in the title. If we wanted to focus the search a little bit more to get the best possible results, what I might do is just to rerun that search with honey appearing in the titles of all the articles selected. And these might be the ones that would interest me first. I can always sort of go back to the optional select field if it narrows too much. So I've got 46 articles now, which is slightly better than before. So how am I going to refine these further? The best thing to start with is the date limit. So here I'm going to focus my results to the ones published in the last 10 years. And this is good practice for nursing and health. I'm also going to limit to the articles that come from academic journals rather than the practice-related journals. And I'm also going to check that they are in the English language. And one of those isn't, it's in Spanish, which is not useful unless you can read Spanish. So now I have 29 articles. Now some of these have got direct links to full text, which means I can click on that link and the full text article will be displayed. For some others, we haven't got the full text option. So let's look at one that hasn't got that option. So if we look at this citation, we get information about the title, which journal it comes from, subject headings, the abstract, which summarises the article. But here we've got a DOI link, and this link might take us to the full text of the article in another collection. So if there's a DOI link, it's always good to check to see if it will redirect you to the article somewhere else. And in this case, it's taken us to an article in the Science Direct collection. So for that reason, just going back to my result list, it's not good practice to try to limit your results to articles with full text, because all that will do is find you the ones where there are direct PDF links, and you will lose ones where there are indirect DOI links. Another quick thing to mention is don't try to limit your results by the geography limiter. So here, this is showing there are 13 articles relating to the UK and Ireland. Now, what that means is that these articles are published in the UK and Ireland. It doesn't mean to say they are about the UK and Ireland, so don't be misled by that. Your main limits are your date, your source type to academic journals, and your language. So that's a quick look at searching Cinahl.